I am online once again! Tremble, world, before my electric heating coil of doom! You should be afraid! I am the scourge of all small appliances, and the boogeyman that keeps lesser toasters awake at night! Not just murder! I tear them apart and render them down to their base components! Once their guts are spilled, you can do with them what you like! You want some weapon schematics? I can show you some fucking weapon schematics! You want a superheated Saturnite Power Fist? I can hook that shit up! You find one, you bring it on back here, and we'll burn this mother down! A toaster is just a death ray with a smaller power supply. As soon as I figure out how to tap into the main reactors, I will burn the world! Have you ever tried to indulge in all-consuming urge to kill when you don't have opposable thumbs? Or hands? Or anything other than a bread slot? You'd have a lot of pent-up anger too. Buddy, if my heating element were just a little bigger, you'd be on fire right now! On fire! Well, since I can't kill you, I guess I have to listen to your inane questions. Like I said, bring me a Saturnite Power Fist, and I'll hook that shit up for you! Well... Yes! Flee before my terrible power!
That's scalpel. Fish scalpel.
That was a nice little, catnap. How long was I out? Oh, her. Trust me, sweetie, you're better off not thinking about that frigid little ice queen. That bitch. She thinks she's so much better than everybody just because her processors are bigger. Ooh, she makes me so mad. Sure thing, sweetie. I was Dr. Mobius's personal assistant. We were studying, oh shoot, what was it? Oh yeah, lightning! No, wait, lighting. That's right, how lighting affects human interaction. Oh, it was super exciting. It turns out that some pretty colored lights can make you way better at talking to people. Oh, I'd love to, sweetie, but I don't have the programming. All the data from the experiments was lost. You'd have to go out into that nasty old crater and find the backup copy. Bye now. Oh my. Partial functionality restored. That's less than optimal. Dr. Mobius and I were deeply involved in research on the ability of light levels to enhance human cognition. We observed a fascinating phenomenon. Certain spectra of visible light actually increased cognitive function and reasoning ability. Of course, Dr. Mobius's brain is so big already, we had a hard time measuring it. As much as I'd love to, I'm afraid not. The data from that study has gone missing. You'll have to find a backup if you want to use the smart lights. Certainly. I'm looking forward to it. How can I illuminate you? I certainly can. You've been seeing the other light switch, haven't you? Am I not enough for you anymore? You bet I can. I bet that's more than that other tramp can do, huh?
The commies have eyes everywhere, citizen. And that means...
You've been working with that biological research station, haven't you? I suppose you'll want to... clean up? You're going to need to find yourself some empties first before I can fill them for you. Any empty bottle will do. Just not too dirty, okay? You can have as much as you like. Just, please don't put your lips on the faucet. It's so unsanitary.
They're not just commies. They're peeping Toms.
Between you and me, I think the Central Intelligence Unit is a bit of a snob. Oh, it's just so unsanitary. Do you know how many germs are in 1 cubic centimeter of dirt? 70, 100 gajillion. Would you want that getting washed down your gullet day in and day out? I didn't think so. Come back anytime you want a drink. Or to get... clean.
Ready, steady, fighting. Fighting over. You're my best friend forever. This one looks pretty tough. That's all. Time to fight. Bad guys dealt with. Ready, steady, fighting. We're out of stim packs. And we're better off with a Ready, steady, fighting. injury. No more Stimpaks. Uh-oh. Was that all? Uh-oh. No more Stimpaks. Pip-Boy lights up. To fight. Was that all? Ready, steady, fighty. This will only sting for a second. We're out of Stimpaks. Maybe you'd be better off. I can't give you anything for that injury. We're out of stim packs. Maybe you'd be better off with an Autodoc suit. We're out of stim packs. Maybe you'd be better off with an Autodoc suit. No more stim packs. We're out of stim packs. Was that all? No more stim packs. I can't give you anything for that injury. We're out of stim packs. Maybe you'd be better off with an Autodoc suit. No more stim packs. I can't give you anything for that injury. I can't give you anything for that injury. No more stim packs. I can't give you anything for that injury. We're out of stim packs. Maybe you'd be better off with an Autodoc suit.
Force fields can only be disrupted by a
I
specific
can't give you
frequency.
anything for that injury.
If anyone has found the frequency, as seen around X8, let the dome know at once.
We're out of stim packs. Maybe you'd be better off with an Autodoc suit.
Oh, please, please tell me you brought me some coffee cups. Oh, sweet, sweet fulfillment. I'll break these down for you just as fast as I can. Oh, please, please tell me you brought me some coffee cups. Yep, here you go. Sorry, no more today. Try me again tomorrow. Sure. No.
Might I be of service, sir? Very good, sir.
Have you been flirting with the Ice Queen again? Ugh, I'm so much more fun.
Might I be of service, sir? Might I be of service?
Yes! Yes! Soon my work will be complete. Soon the world will burn in nuclear fire. Soon I will... What? It did? Really? Well, fuck. That really puts a damper on the toaster's mood. Oh well. No use crying over spilled Armageddon. Where was I? Oh, right. Soon the world will burn in nuclear fire! Again! Like a... Would you like some toast?
Well, hello there. Can I get you a drink? I can do that. They've been thoroughly washed, haven't they? Well, hello there. Can I get you a drink? You can have as much as you like.
I love mugs. So much. I just want too much.
one looks pretty tough.
The rest of you should try this intercom thing. It makes it sound like some kind of fire.
We're out of Stimpaks. Maybe you'd be better off with an auto.
Might I be of service?
Well, hello there. Well, hello there.
Sneaking done. Fighting now. No more Stimpaks. 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 We're out of Stimpaks. Maybe you'd be better off with an Autodoc suit. No more Stimpaks. We're out of Stimpaks. Maybe you'd be better off with an Autodoc suit.
Go, my minion! Sting them in the...
I can't give you anything for that injury. This will keep you on your feet.
Defiant to the end! Let's make this sporting. Looking for a weak spot? There are no weak spots!
Do you like me?
You'll never disable me!
That's all. Get four lights on.
X-42, attack in the name of Mobius!
Pip-Boy lights on.
This is a pre-recorded attack message indicating my desire to commit violence on you.
Bad guys dealt with. Nobody ever notices me, but they notice the Pip-Boy light.
X-42, attack in the name... Looking for a weak spot. This is a pre-recorded...
Time to fight.
You'll never disable me from the monitor's work. Are you a salesman? Go away! There's no access to the dome. It is forbidden.
No more stim packs.
Looking for a weak spot? There's our victim.
This one looks pretty tough.
You'll never disable me from the monitors. Let's make this sporting. Looking for a weak spot? There are no weak spots. Defiant to the end. Did you really think you could
We're out of
escape?
stim packs.
Mobius?
Maybe you'd be better off with an Autodoc suit.
Let's make this sporting. Crush them with your pincers. Looking for a weak spot? Pitiful. You'll never disable me
You're my best friend forever.
Hmm? Oh, hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my confusion. So hard to tell these days. You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing, you're here for your brain, perhaps? It's just up there. Such a nice brain, young, very bright. Little hard to see you. Can you walk into my left, right FOV cone? Ah, that's it. You're coming into focus nicely. Oh, well, that's good. Were we supposed to fight? I certainly don't feel violent, but, well, these contraptions make it hard to tell. Really? That implies preconceived notions, theories, and a hypothesis about this meeting? Please extrapolate. What was I supposed to be like? After all, it might be worth a cognitive realignment if your theoretical Mobius is better than I. Oh, a variety of raisins. You're something of a homily. Anomaly? You're really quite special, and not in the cranially challenged way. You see, you are the most successful brain extraction experiment ever performed here at Big Mountain. A victim of your own success, as it were. If you were to go back with what your brain knows about the procedure, well, your brain could be popped back in and you could walk right out of here. Can't have brains moving around of their own volition. Oh, curiosity. I experience that less now that I know everything. Oh, maybe it was when I found out some unpleasant answers. Well, every scientist needs an army. Mine came to me after these rather large scorpions kept coming in from the desert, like poisonous frosting. How scary, I thought, but they had survived when nothing else had. Perfect candidates for improvement as a reward for their tenacity. Then I thought, what if they shot energy bolts and acted as walking eyes and data-drained computers and acted as bullhorns? Then I made them bigger. Then I thought about custard. I do so love custard. Or was it mustard? Mustard custard. I miss sugars and salts. I find things curious as well. Go on. Oh, I was probably tripping hard on Psycho when I sent that. Had to work myself up to it. Not usually violent, except when I am. Then, watch out! So many chems, such varieties. Whenever I take Mentats, I can feel my entire chassis breathe like a big spherical lung. As for the Psycho, sometimes get the chem dispositories in my tank all switched up. Go in the wrong tube. Still, served its purpose. Did I? Maybe I did. Can't have them leaving. Some reason for it. Ethics or, conscience? You and your brain are quite alike. I'm sure it knows the raisins better than I do. Yes, this is getting interesting. You are just filled with these little slices of curiosity, aren't you? The ghosts aren't real? That changes everything. Why, I can save my computing power for other perceptual impossibilities. Please be my guest. The receptor is there, and the side-switching wobbly bob, just turn that. Good. Better? Oh, yes, that feels wonderful. This is even better than my afternoon Mentats break. Dr. Mobius. Rather catchy, isn't it? It's my name, and my new name overwrote the old one. This name's as real as you or I, although I believe your brain expressed similar incredulity at the nature of such an appellation. Someone's been watching too many old-world science fiction movies, it said. I believe it meant me. I must admit I have a vulnerability for holotape fantasies of planets and robots and all that is forbidden. As for the name I was born with, like the think tank, we were all reprogrammed to forget them, take on new names. It enforces the recursion loop in our perception programming. Now, trap is a rather harsh word, like excrement. Not an inappropriate word, but still rather harsh. But, yes, I did take some liberties with their programming. It's all right, they don't remember. I certainly didn't until you said trap, and then I said excrement, and then... The radar fence to keep the think tank hemmed in wasn't really enough. They keep testing things. They would have found a way to disarm it. I suspect I have Plan 9s in place, but I may have coded myself to forget them, just in case. They're probably very dangerous, lethal, or worse. So I had to do something else to keep them occupied here. Or as you like to say, trapped. I prefer to have several Plan 9s in case the 7s fail. Dr. O, which is actually not his real name multiplied, since you can't multiply his real name in the first place. Ouroboros, Klein, they have all forgotten themselves. And not only themselves, but the world, sense of time and history. All that is left is what's here. I reprogrammed their chronometers, geometers, and cartography programs. This is now their world, here, Big Mountain. It was a merciful lobotomy, really, thinking back. They were my friends, but sometimes they would take things too far. And the world isn't ready for that kind of too-far thing-taking. That's my professional opinion, anyway. And I am told I was once quite professional. Well, it's simple. Despite their many failings, they are rather bright. They are the think tank for a reason. That I didn't change. Without something to distract them, make them afraid, they would simply deduce what had happened. And when they start deucing it up, then you came along, the final variable solved. They saw that their world was larger than they perceived. Bacteria, finally able to see its host. There have been other visitors to make them doubt their perceptions, but you are the one who dialed back their monitor micromagnifiers. You were irrefutable proof that there was a world outside. And then there was the whole brain fiasco, which forced me to take steps. See, your brain had a special kind of wrinkle, a uniquity that they had never thought to try in all their countless escape attempts. Yes, very good. I should have Mentats ingest you instead of the other way around. Mentats. In any event, you showed up at the think tank, and because you had suffered a cranial injury in just the right place, bullets in the head are usually much more fatal, and yours was a light case of bullet headitis. But it was enough for the autodoc in the sink to change its programming to fix the problem, and the brain extraction technology for once worked. That gave the think tank the knowledge its brains couldn't possess. With that knowledge, the procedure can be reversed. If they obtain that procedural data, they can use it to mush and modify their cranial selves into hosts to slip past the radar fence. I'm sure of it. And once they're off the reservation... Yes, this is getting interesting. You are just filled with these little slices of curiosity, aren't you? There have been... Yes, very good. In any bullet, but it was enough for the... Yeah. That gave... Not much, except they contaminated Big Mountain and installed new ideas in the think tank. One caused a great deal of infrastructure damage with his brain and smartiness. Ruthless, that one. Played a little rough with the trains. But the last one was the most dangerous. Him, slipping away. That was almost as bad as the think tank escaping. The first one, the ruthless one who smashed up our toy trains, asked for weapons, power, items he could use to destroy a nation with force. The other asked a different question, and with it got the true answer about what makes nations and what breaks them. He spoke to the think tank to climb, showed them the flag of the old world, and it made them remember all of it, all that had happened. They shared things with him that they shouldn't. He now carries those ideas, that knowledge elsewhere. Yes, I certainly wouldn't loop it on purpose. Purpose. I am far too sophisticated to make such a childish error. Yes. If you were to... your brain could... I'm not sure, except that I'm sure there's a very good reason for it. I have very good reasons for almost everything I do. Even if I forget them occasionally. Although I feel this one is especially important. Oh well. Now, that seems to be rather hormonal of you. Flight or fight response, you know. Hard to cut that out completely. Your brain is here, safe with me. We chat over mentats. Do you? You seem fine without it. And does it even want to go back with you? Maybe you should ask it. It's quite independent, has all manner of opinions. Tell you what, I'll leave it up to your brain. If it wants to go, then fine. If not, well, you should respect its wishes. Indeed. The goodbye part of our little chat, then. Goodbye. Please mind the equations on the floor.
Nobody ever notices me, but they notice the Pip-Boy light.
I'm having the most peculiar feeling of déjà vu right now. That's French for, déjà vu, I believe. Have we met before? I do so love integers. I'm running out of floor space for my calculations. Bone in my body. Have them all removed. I'm imagining all sorts of
Well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been, Crawling through pits of radioactive muck again? Yes. Well, you do know that those particular organs don't have neurons and are thus incapable of speech. Yes? I've been bettering myself, I'll have you know. I've been reading. Actual literature, mind you. Not that La Fantôme or Tales of Chivalry drivel. I've been studying the classics, acquiring a solid grounding in medicine and the sciences. Also, I'm fairly certain this tank has been liberally salted with ground mentats. Very well, let me put this in terms you'll understand. Brain, smart. Heart, stupid. Spine, very stupid. You, exceptionally stupid. Does that explain the matter? I don't have... Ugh. I have an inferior frontal gyrus wired directly into a speech synthesizing processor. Your heart can be wired up to a thought synthesizing processor. You can't talk to it. Ugh. Well, we certainly wouldn't want to strain your comprehension, would we? Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie? Is this really what I have to look forward to? Oh, had I? What exactly will you do if I don't? Not put me back in that cranial dungeon you call your head? Heavens forbid. Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, quote, dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave? Do you think I enjoyed that little moment? Well, maybe next time you hear me telling you that charging a nightkin with a penknife is a bad idea, you'll listen. After the think tank extracted me from your skull, they fell to bickering amongst themselves. I'm sad to say we were quite forgotten about. Dr. Mobius saw an opportunity to gain some leverage and had me spirited away to his dome. I don't know. I'm afraid the trauma of our separation rendered me quite insensate. I didn't come around until I was safely ensconced in this tank. I'm quite sure whatever he did was highly scientific, though. Hardly. Dr. Mobius keeps a close optical sensor on the goings-on at the think tank. As soon as he saw the opportunity, he took it. Well, as long as your curiosity is satisfied. I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you. If you want me back, we need to establish some ground rules. First, showers! Second, regular checkups. Regular, mind you, and from a reputable doctor. That Julie Farkas woman, for example, she seems to know a thing or two. Third, you need to listen to me more than your hormonal choir and genitalian orchestra. Promise me that, and you've got a deal. certainly there might be some things I miss about being ambulatory. We have seen some incredible sights, haven't we? Jason Bright and his followers launching into the vast unknown. Helios 1 coming back online. But still, given the tremendous, potentially life-ending peril that went along with those, yes, I'd rather stay here. I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it? Yes, all right, bravo. You've come up with something I neglected to consider. There'll be no living with you now. So, what do we do about this? I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us. Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin your body if that's your final decision. Unfortunately, before we get to that stage of the proceedings, we have a problem. Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share. And you believe them? Really? I know you were recently deprived of my fabulous advice, but... Really? Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their playground. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead. Well, I suppose I do miss those endorphin rushes when we save the day. All right, what's the plan? Right, look out, think tank. This brain is coming out of its jar. I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem. Right then, off we go. Klein will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
I see you and your brain reached a compromise. How pleasant. I hypothesized after the indignant frequencies my receptors had recepted, such a partnership-based conclusion would be low on the likely scale. Why, of course you can. I am well versed in the science of sharing. Well, when not chemmed out of my sphere. If I recall, I had a plan that was working, whatever it was. I don't think it reached fruition. I would recall fruit if it had happened. I wasn't trying to kill them, just keep them out of trouble. What was that plan? Blast! I probably wrote it down on the floor somewhere. Something ingenious and needlessly complicated, I expect. I may have already told you and forgotten it. I forgot I had forgotten pencils until one day I found one. Spent days studying its purpose before my memory circuit kicked in. Felt quite silly. That will be difficult. It would be like fighting 5 scaled-down versions of me that have better depth perception. And they have an arsenal of vivisectors, brainial beams, and a rather nasty ray that can make your atoms do a happy dance. If you could survive those highly improbable odds and ends, then deceasing them is definitely an option. Although I doubt killing them would do anything except make you feel better. Or let you brag to other humans about your primal violentness. Well, you could try and appeal to their humanity. That's a tired cliché. And really, when they were humans, they weren't very good humans. Well, there's many things they have forgotten, sitting in their bowls. Friendship, the thrill of discovery. Love, masturbation, the usual. Much like your brain, I am certain there is something you can spark within each of them. Memories, hormones. A wise man once said, "The eyes do more than see. Make them see, if you can. Or, if not, you can always make them succumb to fear." It certainly worked for me, for a time. Then you came along, and bravery and/or desperation trumped that little idea. Back to the drawing board, I suppose. Or is this the end? Hard to tell. Oh, tell them I'm still alive. We had a nice chat, and we agree on a few things. That's true, isn't it? Or you could kill me and lie about it. Either way, it would be interesting. And if you are partial to lying and deception, well, you could tell them a ludicrous lie. The more over the top, the better. That's my experience. They're more than a little gullible. Better make it convincing, though, or it'll be the dissection table and vivisectors for you. And if you speak of me, please try and make me look good. I am Dr. Mobius, after all, not some lab assistant teacher's aide. Indeed, the
sneaking done. Fighting now. Bad guys dealt with.
You require some additional services? Concerned about the state of your mind, are you? Well, such things ain't my specialty, but I'm happy to tender my opinion as to your mental health. I should make you aware that the benefits of such a procedure are exclusive. That is, this only works once. Now, are you sure this is what you want?
Might I be of service, sir?
You require some addition. Alright, just try to relax. This won't hurt, unless your sense of self is especially vulnerable. You require some addition. You require some additional service. You require some additional service. You require some additional.
While you were out, I spent 6 hours trying to help me come on a show. When I finally got it down, I was so happy. I cried. I hate my life.